Hello everyone, today I want to talk about why, for me, the Battle of Helm's Deep is more intense and more powerful than the Battle of the Pelennor Fields. First, I want to say this, both battles are epic in their own way, and in this video I'll focus only on what we see in the movies, not the differences from the books. The Battle of the Pelennor Fields has everything Lord of the Rings fans love to see. A massive army of orcs flooding the battlefield. The terrifying presence of the Nazgul in the sky. Aragorn arriving with the army of the dead.
There's plenty for the both of us.
Haradrim and their war beasts. And finally, one of the most legendary moments in cinema history, the charge of the Rohirrim. But there are a few reasons why Helm's Deep stands out more for me. I'm not ranking them or putting them in any order. These are just my personal observations after rewatching both films. Let me know in the comments what you think, and which battle is better for you. So first, I want to talk about the build-up to the battle. In The Return of the King, everything begins with Frodo and Sam arriving at Minas Morgul. At the same time, Gandalf explains to Merry that the hammer will fall hardest on Minas Tirith and that the Witch King of Angmar will be the one to lead the armies of Mordor into battle. Soon after that, we see green lightning erupt from Minas Morgul, tearing through the sky. And in that moment, the Witch King gives the command for the armies of Mordor to march. On the other hand, the build-up to the Battle of Helm's Deep begins with Saruman and Grima. It is followed by one of the best scenes in the entire trilogy, Saruman's speech to his army of Uruk-hai. Even though the Witch King is an incredible character, he simply cannot be placed in the same category as Saruman, mainly because of Christopher Lee's unforgettable performance. Saruman's speech feels personal, it feels dangerous. I still remember watching this scene for the first time in the cinema. It was the first moment in the trilogy where I felt real tension and fear, and that single line,
There will be no dawn for men.
takes the build-up to an entirely different level. Next, I want to talk about one thing that truly makes Helm's Deep stand out, and that is the Uruk-hai. Orcs are designed incredibly well. They are scary and dangerous creatures, but they still feel somewhat human. They speak, they feel fear, they have different faces and personalities. But the Uruks are different. They were created for one purpose only, to erase the world of men. Their faces are ruthless, cold, empty. There is no emotion in their eyes, no hesitation, no mercy. Even their armor tells a story, heavy, brutal, industrial, built not for beauty, but for war. When the Uruk-hai march toward Helm's Deep, they don't feel like an army, they feel like a machine. After the Uruk-hai, let's continue with the preparations for battle. In The Return of the King, there isn't much build-up when it comes to preparation. After the fall of Osgiliath and Faramir's failed attempt to reclaim it, not much happens. The next time we return to Minas Tirith, a massive army of orcs already stands before the city. And the battle begins. In the Two Towers, however, the situation feels very different. After Aragorn sees the Uruk-hai and reports to Theoden that they are 10,000 strong at least, we witness true mobilization. We see women and children filled with fear and desperation. We see ordinary people being handed weapons, men with no training, no confidence, and no hope. Their morale is gone before the battle even begins. At one point, even Legolas loses all hope. And then we get a moment of pure brilliance from director Peter Jackson, the arrival of the elves.
That is no Orkhorn.
Even though this moment is not from the books, it is executed masterfully. Before their arrival, there is no hope at all. But when the elves appear, hope is suddenly awakened. I don't know why, but every time I watch that scene and hear the elven horn echo through the valley, I still get chills. In that moment you think, they are here, there is hope at last. And that's why, for me, everything leading up to Helm's Deep builds the atmosphere far more effectively. The battle itself is epic in both movies, but there are a few details that clearly favor Helm's Deep. In The Return of the King, I always knew, and felt, that Gondor was not alone. Even before the battle begins, the Rohirrim are already mustered and on their way. Aragorn leaves to seek reinforcements from the army of the dead. From the very start, you know that help is coming. But in Helm's Deep, things only get worse. The wall is breached, Haldir is killed. Theoden begins to lose hope, and even the will to fight. Let me put it this way. When I first watched the movie, I was 12 years old. I hadn't read the books before seeing the films, and during Helm's Deep, all hope feels truly lost. If you haven't read the books, it's easy to forget Gandalf's words.
Look to my coming at first light on the 5th day. At dawn, look to the east.
That is what makes the arrival of Gandalf and Éomer so special. The timing, the silence before it, the sudden return of hope. I also want to mention the Elven army. Their presence gives the battle a unique feeling. Compared to the soldiers of Rohan, they create a beautiful contrast. On one side, farmers, peasants, ordinary men forced to fight. On the other, elves, trained for centuries, fighting with perfect discipline. Yet they stand together on the same wall. And finally, I want to point out John Rhys-Davies as Gimli. His performance throughout the trilogy is masterful, but the way he elevates the atmosphere during Helm's Deep is on an entirely different level.
It's a little tight across the chest. What's happening out there?
Shall I describe it to you? Or would you like me to find you a box?
Oh, come on, we can take him. It's a long way. Toss me. What? I cannot jump the distance, you'll have to toss me. Don't tell the elf.
That's it for now. This topic deserves much more discussion, but I'll leave that for a future video. Thank you for watching. And let me know in the comments, which battle do you prefer?